Jay's up. He says, hey guys, can I use the syndication network strategies and all the other link building strategies of Semantic Mastery on a Shopify store? As far as I know, Jay, you can. I have never done anything with Shopify. So I'm not 100% sure, like, how that works and everything, but I can't imagine why it wouldn't work. Somebody else want to comment on that? Have any of you guys done anything with Shopify? I don't think any of us have.
Yeah, it's been a little while though. And while you can't do the subdomain, you should be able to install WordPress in a folder, I thought. So I would look into that more, either a subdomain or a folder. There's definitely a way to do this. I know stores that did do that they would use that for their blog for a Shopify store.
Yeah.
Well, if you have a custom domain for your Shopify store, then you should be able, you can absolutely add a blog to a subdomain, because all you need to do is map the domain over to Shopify via a DNS service. You can do it in cPanel, but I prefer using something like Cloudflare or Amazon Route 53. And then you could set the subdomain to point to whatever hosting account you want, right? So you just set an A record for a subdomain and point to the IP of your host account. And that's how you would set up a WordPress blog on a subdomain if you're using a custom domain for a Shopify store.
Yeah, and just to clear up that last one, you betcha. Sorry, I can't see who's asking this, but if they've got an Atom feed, hell yes, you can use that to trigger the network.
Yeah, I don't know how the formatting works for like publishing posts on a Shopify store. If you have like a full WYSIWYG editor that you can like basically create normal type blog posts with, then yeah, you should be able to use it. If it's an Atom RSS feed, that shouldn't have create any problems triggering the applets to work in IFTTT. Okay. But yeah, I mean, there's two things you can do. One, if you're using a custom domain, you have to map the domain over to the Shopify store anyways. If Shopify hosts your store and you're using a custom domain, you have to be able to map it over there anyways, right? That's going to be required. So in that case, you could use a third-party DNS service and then create a subdomain anyways, and just point that to whatever hosting account you want, right? So, and that's easy. Like I said, you just set an A record with the IP address as the record. And it's very simple to do. However, if you don't, and for whatever reason, if your blog function within Shopify doesn't give you the functionality that you want, then you could always create just another website that's used specifically for the blog to promote your Shopify store. And that's not the most beneficial way to do it, but it's an alternative that will at least provide some results. It won't be as good as, like I said, as being able to have a blog on the same domain. There's no doubt. But if you can, I mean, if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, and there's a ton of tutorials out there. If you for any of these solutions we talked about, if you want to use WordPress, just Google like how to install WordPress blog on Shopify, and if you want to just use theirs and syndicate from like that link you put out, then you can do that too.
Yep.